That is why you are no man. That is why you own no man card. Because you, my friend, are a perpetual child, and you always will be. They are all so terrible at this. So very terrible at this. First, you have Tigerlilly and Adnan, but are they going to make it work, or is he going to be more controlling than he already is? Sunny and Vea, what happens when the reveal of her ex-boyfriend being there? Chances are it doesn't go well. Niles and Matilda, will she accept the fact that he is not going to have the wedding there? Will Loren manage to get out of the friend zone, or has he screwed it up forever? Will Avanja actually meet Bozo, or is he just avoiding the calls, and is he actually living in his parents' house? But let's get started with Brian and Ingrid, because this guy cannot help but... First, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. I definitely appreciate all the support. Let's get it.
Me deu a lingerie, vesti a lingerie, passou o creme.
Applied lotion. And then, what happened? He claimed he did not have a condom. He gave lingerie, he put lotion on, like, let me just rub it on you. Then all of a sudden, he decides that, wait a second, I seem to magically have forgotten the condom. Does that sound like something that actually occurred, or does that sound like something that was orchestrated because he didn't want to use a condom to begin with? And then he wants to play the victim again because she wasn't playing into it. Yeah, this guy is getting lower and lower on the list, and quite frankly, he's becoming one of the worst.
E a gente não tá com as coisas tão avançadas assim.
Something more advanced, they're not there yet.
Ele, no momento, ele pensou e falou assim, você quer, ó, não tem a camisinha, mas eu posso fazer, a gente pode fazer assim. Você prefere?
See, and she's making a good point there. At no point did he say or even question whether he claims he didn't have a condom, and then he just assumed he was going to be able to do other things to her. Her point is that that's more intimate, and you didn't even think to ask me. So she said no, and then he pouted and stormed out. By his own words, he said he pouted, which is interesting, but yet throws in there the whole victim thing, which is kind of the theme throughout and has been with him the whole time.
I think that Ingrid turning me down was her out. I think she's realizing that she doesn't want to be intimate with a guy with a disability.
You are the biggest narcissist I think I've ever seen. For someone that has had tragedy enough in his life to lose the use of his legs, to claim he's had this coming to God moment and it's been like a, redemption story, only to become a huge narcissist and claim that everyone's against him because of his disability, when in reality, you're the one lying all throughout, not telling the truth, and then trying to trick her into doing sexual things without a condom. Who is the crazy person here, my man?
Oh, really? Oh, right.
Yes.
You can't be like a caveman or a Neanderthal with that move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So his sister decides to tell him that basically he was wrong for just assuming that she should have just been accepting it with open arms and said, yes, please do those things below the belt on me. But instead, he decided to think, how could she? It must be because I'm in a wheelchair. He's like just a mean person rolling around in a wheelchair that could not become even a little bit humble by his accident. Not an inch.
I was hurt and confused on why Ingrid didn't want to be intimate.
Because you're an idiot.
It just felt like I was rejected, and so I pouted and ran out of the room.
You absolutely did. You pouted and you ran out of that room, but guess what? No matter what kind of redemption stuff you say, no matter what kind of, man, maybe I was wrong, you always have to throw in there that, but I still think she's against me because I'm in a wheelchair. Because you're a freaking idiot and cannot actually accept any responsibility for the stupid crap you do. You are the problem. You have always been the problem, and you will always be the problem. You keep saying you're 51 and ready to settle down. You are acting like a child. You are not going to ever be able to settle down, and it's going to be your own damn fault.
Not into me. Maybe it's because my disability. I don't know.
There he is. See, I told you every time. Maybe it's because of my disability. Poor me. Woe is me. That's all this fool does every single time. And he deserves everything he gets for it. And you know what? He can cry in his room alone because that's all he's going to get when no one wants to be with him, because all he ever says is, you're against me. Yeah, dude, ain't going to work.
Pra mim é uma coisa mais íntima.
Something very intimate.
E aí eu fiquei grilada.
Grilada.
Ofendida.
Ok.
Com a forma que você...
Caraca, que chato, porque era presente.
The ego on this mother... Oh my God, he's going to drive me to cuss. It was supposed to be a present? This fool has no self-awareness. Not an inch. Zero. None. How can he even have a friend? Does he have any friends? There's no way anyone's friends with him. At least his sister tells him that, you were wrong in this. But in reality, that's not enough because he can't ever take responsibility. So even your family members telling you you're wrong doesn't matter because you still feel like you're the victim and you're going to continue to play the victim when you put yourself in that situation. What you need to realize is, as horrible as it is that you're paralyzed, you put yourself in that situation. So accepting responsibility and being like, you know what, I'm not going to play the victim and act like everyone's against me because of my disability. I put myself here. And if you really have a redemption story, then frickin' act like it.
I'm feeling positive that me and Ingrid have cleared the air. She's special to me, and this is worth saving, and we need to communicate better. And if we can get that under control, I think things will start to look up for her.
Yeah, they're not going to look up when you're the one with the communication problem. In reality, she might have been the one looking for a green card to begin with, but you're the only one not saying anything, lying, doing all these things you shouldn't do. And oh, by the way, you actually apologized to get back in her good graces when you're going to do the same thing again. And so she's okay and she's accepting because for some reason she keeps giving you chances. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to burn her again, and then it's going to be, God, I think she doesn't like me because of my wheelchair. He said throughout the whole episode, I just feel like there's something not there. I feel like maybe she doesn't like me because of my wheelchair. The whole time, knowing that he's the one that messed up. So that is the problem here. He's never going to take responsibility, never going to take accountability. When you're 51 years old and you're a man-child, that is your problem. That is why you are no man. That is why you own no man card. Because you, my friend, are a perpetual child, and you always will be. Now, Sonny and Bea continue to have problems because, well, he doesn't know it yet, but she has brought her ex-boyfriend here and she has yet to reveal it. She keeps saying, I'm trying to find the right time, but does that blow up in her face? What do you think?
To tell him because this information is like too much for him to handle.
Oh, so where was that when you were actually thinking about bringing your ex-boyfriend? You're saying it's too much for Sonny to handle because, y'all have trust issues and things like that, but yet you thought this would make it better by not telling him and finding the right time when you're trying to build a relationship? Look, I'm against your long-distance relationship to begin with. Be with your ex-boyfriend. Clearly, he's still got feelings for you. But if you're going to ride this out, then you need to be honest. And guess what you're not doing? Being honest.
Here, I'll give you
Look, he's so happy. He's so happy. Look at that. So happy. You're about to just ruin it for him. So he brought her on this gondola ride, and then he's like a kid as well. He's like, okay, close your eyes, and then let me give you a kiss under the bridge and stuff like that. He's like a little kid. I don't know if he's... I mean, I think he's had a relationship before, but he kind of acts like a child. He's very happy, though, so I'll give him that credit for there. But it doesn't continue to go that way.
I really do appreciate you for everything you're doing. You're coming here, spending time with me.
Ah, yes.
Is there anything that could ever change how you feel about me?
Uh-huh.
No, never.
See, she's setting it up. She's setting the whole thing up. The whole point of that question was so later, when she reveals, if he flips out, she can say, but you said, yeah, exactly. But then, he gives her a chance, said, why? Is there something you need to tell me? Said, no, not now. Maybe later. Like, this girl, I don't know what her angle is. I mean, the whole thing was support, right? Okay, she's not having support from her ex-boyfriend. Now, she actually claims it was for the plane ride. Fine, but you brought your ex-boyfriend over there to leave him in a country with doing God knows what, or sitting in a hotel by himself when you're doing your thing without telling your boyfriend that your ex is there? Like, I don't buy that you need him for support on the plane. I think you still hold a candle to him, and maybe this is kind of it's hard for me to let go. But either way, it was wrong.
No.
Oh, it turns.
You're playing with me.
I'm not.
Oh, she did it.
Vea?
What'd she do?
You bring your ex here in Devon.
Oh, damn. Now he knows. Now, the whole point was, oh, I'm going to tell him in the right time. Clearly, the right time did not occur. In essence, they were apparently sitting there, and he got her phone somehow and saw a picture of her and her ex on the plane. And of course, she's trying to make it seem like she was going to tell him, but it's not a good look when that happens. Now, granted, I don't know the situation, grabbing her phone or whatever the case may be. Either way, she was wrong for not telling him, and that's where we're at right now.
Your city to be with you.
Ah.
Okay.
I haven't even been talking to him very much since we've been here.
No.
You think that's a selling point?
Go back home.
Oh my God.
I'm done with you.
I don't want to lose you.
Huh?
I want you.
She said, my God, he said, go F yourself. he is not having it. And then her excuse is, I haven't even spent much time with him while he's been here. Like, you dragged him over here. That makes you wrong. Like, aside from the fact that you didn't tell your boyfriend you were bringing your ex, you brought your ex over and then you just leave him in a hotel somewhere? Like, you're wrong on multiple levels. This is like 4D chess of wrong.
That makes me do like, she can do more horrible things.
Oh, yeah. Exactly, and that's the problem. He's saying, what she did makes me think she can do much more horrible things with the lying and the planning and all that kind of stuff. Yes, and that is the problem. Not only is it a lie that just ruins the trust right now, but it's also one that makes the other person think, what are you really capable of if this is what you're capable of, if this is what you're doing? What can you actually do? Like, what lengths would you go to hide you cheating on me? How the hell is he going to trust her? Like, this is going to take a hell of a maneuver to be able to get back in the good graces and both of them be able to trust each other. Just ain't going to work, at least easily.
How do I tell Sonny at this point that I wasn't just trying to lie to him, that I was going to tell him that I brought Roy? There's no way. He just doesn't believe me.
Why would he? Why the hell would he believe you? Because you were lying to him. Why would he trust you? And you're saying, how do I convince him that I was going to tell him? You can't, because you didn't. It's that simple. So now it's just a matter of apologizing and showing that you actually feel bad for it, if you can do that. That's the only way forward. That's the only possible way you have. But if you're trying to be like, how do I convince him I wasn't actually really trying to hide this? Then you're just trying to continue the lie, and it's not going to work. Now, Niles and Matilda have plenty of their own problems. She just doesn't know it yet. She thinks she's in happy land because he still has to tell her with all the certainty in the world that they're not getting married, instead of just mentioning something kind of on phone calls, but not really serious, and then she says, no, but we're getting married, and then he just doesn't say anything. So she still thinks they're getting married with like 200 guests in a couple weeks, and he has to tell her it's not happening. So what does he do? He thinks it's good to buy a ring, and then maybe that'll soften the blow as he tells her they're not having a wedding. The logic, it's interesting. Oh, dude. Oh my God, so beautiful. What? The problem here is that now it's like he thinks that it would soften the blow if he actually then tells her, but we're not getting married. But does that end up being the case, though?
Up in the moment that,
yeah,
you know, I didn't break the bad news to her.
My man. Oh, Niles, you could have done so much better than you did there, my friend. So he did not end up telling her they're not having a wedding. So now she has a ring thinking, oh, now we can properly get married in 2 weeks. She doesn't actually know that that can't happen, or that he says it can't happen. The question is, does he follow through with it, or does he try to make it happen anyway because he doesn't want to tell her? Yee, tough spot, buddy.
I want to give you the best that I possibly can.
She asked why he couldn't marry.
There's just not enough time to get to know you. So getting married on this trip, I can't exactly do that.
What do you mean you can't exactly do it? So this is when she starts to get mad. She starts to say, I told all my people, my family thinks this, all these things are happening. Why wouldn't you tell me? Now, he has said things on phone calls. I don't think he was explicitly clear, but he's said things. She just didn't want to hear it. So she is a big part of this. The problem is that he should have said before he ever came over here, by the way, the wedding's not happening. Chances are she would have been like, then don't come, and it is what it is. So that's the reason. He didn't want to not come. Obviously, that's the main reason. But now he put himself in a precarious position, and it's just not working out because she already has a temper. And now she's got to say she's feeling embarrassed that she made this whole thing like they're going to have this massive wedding, but it's actually not happening. Oh, Niles, you could have done so much better with this one, my friend. But you just didn't. Now, Avanja and Bozo continue to have an interesting way about themselves because he still hasn't contacted her while she's going over to see him over in Croatia. But the other problem is that he thinks he is just he thinks he's God's gift to the world. He walks around his town and thinks that everyone just absolutely loves him. But he has some problems, some failure to launch kind of issues. We'll see. Oh, look, you think, buddy? Yeah.
I know a lot of people in town. Sometimes I feel like I'm a stray dog. When they see me in the street, they pet me, they give me cookie, and they like me, and I like them.
That's not the way, my friend. The town's members treat you like a stray dog. They pet you, give you a cookie, and you like them, and they like you. I think they're just like, here he comes again. Just be nice. We know he's not really going anywhere in life. That kind of thing. That's what it seems like with him. I think she's going to get the shocker of all shockers when it realizes that she's this very successful person. She's got like 4 jobs. She's worked her way up, all her own business, her own boss, all those things, and he's got nothing. But you thought he was a basketball player, you say? Not so much.
Why did you freeze your relationship?
Why did you
because
freeze your relationship?
I was trying to get back with my ex-girlfriend. We were giving each other another chance.
Yeah, so basically you're going to jump at the first thing that's not her. So, yeah, good luck with that. Red flag number 1. So, and she mentioned that, but she's like, but, I'll give it another shot, everything. Lady, you messing up already. And wait till you find out that this guy is living at home and doesn't have a job. Oh, yeah, there's that too.
The difference between me and Chevy Chase, Steve Martin Short, Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence is that I live at my mom's place.
Yeah, that's the difference. You're so funny, all these great comedians, and yet the difference is you live at your mom's place. No, the problem is that you think you're funny, and you're not funny, and you also live at your mom's place. You have no drive, you have no prospects, you have no job. Yeah, I can go on if you like.
Really nice. So probably my mom would be thrilled about Vanya.
But
honestly,
she doesn't know that Vanya exists.
all of this, and your mom doesn't even know she's a thing. What the is wrong with you? My God. People got problems. I'm telling you, everyone on this damn show is a man-child or woman-child. None of them are mature, and yet you live at home. You're like, he's almost 40. It's not even like it's like, oh, in your 20s, It's not even like, oh, move back home. He just lives at home and he's almost 40. This guy needs to get it together. Someone needs to kick him in the and get him out and say, dude, get your life together. But clearly that isn't happening.
Čudim se, čudim.
It's kind of crazy. Look, mom's happy.
Famozna, energična,
about
puno
Vanya.
energije ima, baš ima puno.
Oh, look, she's so happy. The problem is the stuff that follows. The mom is very happy. She just wants what's best for her son. She wants him to have relationships. She wants him to be happy. But the question is, can he be that for another person? Can he be the support another person needs? And I'm not just talking financial, although that matters. Like, you can't just hang around to be a bum. But also the emotional support, the physical support, the protecting family support, all of that. Can he handle that? I don't think so. Oh, he needs help. Wants her to help him find himself? What the? Is she crazy? Does she know you don't have a job and you don't work anywhere?
No.
What the? So, yeah, he doesn't have a job. He goes on to say that, he was playing basketball. He wasn't making a lot of money, but he was playing it. But then he got replaced by someone better, and now he doesn't have a job at all. So, but he probably wasn't. It's Croatian basketball, and he said semi-pro. He probably wasn't making that much to begin with. Now it's 0. So she doesn't know this. So you've been lying to her that you're doing anything for money, and it's more just like a rec league. Look. Every single one of these relationships is starting off on a lie. Every single one is going to have trust and communication problems because none of them can just be upfront and honest from the get-go. Couple that with the fact that there's already kind of a language barrier in a lot of these cases. It's a big problem. It's not looking good. Now, Loren and Faith are doing their best to play the friend zone card-ish because Loren messed up. Now, Faith is finding it more fun to thrive in this area, but the question is, are they going to get to the point where they can actually be in a relationship? I would argue, kick the mother to the curb, because clearly he don't have any business being in a damn relationship. He don't know what he's doing. He don't know what he's going to do over there for a job, for a place to live, for anything. He's got $46 to his name. What the holy hell is going on?
I don't worry about if he likes me or if I'm good enough.
Yeah.
There is a little freedom that comes with that feelings.
So Faith is basically saying now that they're playing friends instead of a relationship, Faith can kind of be who Faith wants to be. Doesn't have to worry about the kind of judgment stuff or anything like that. So this should be interesting. Go ahead, let those crazy sides out you don't let out until you're in a relationship for about 6 months. That should be fun.
But
separate rooms
the other
again.
day, sleeping in separate rooms slows down the relationship
yes.
process. The partner building process.
Oh, okay.
And the one
Does
thing we
it?
don't have is time.
Good holy hell. Well, you know what else slows down the relationship timeline? Sleeping with a bunch of other people, lying about it, and then having to come clean because you have an STD. That may or may not slow things down. But no, please, we have to build the relationship by being in the same room. This guy, I'm telling you, these people on the show are some of the lowest people you will ever see and have just no common sense, no empathy, no nothing. They're the most narcissistic people. They're all about themselves. It is not even close.
Told me that he helped me to buy a home with my family.
Which is interesting.
But I know
he's very charming. He's going to help you buy a home with your family, but yet he has no money to his name. He keeps talking about, oh, but the exchange rate, I can save up a few $1,000s to buy a house. You have to have a job and money to do that. And yet his idea is, I can get an IT job and work everywhere. Do you know how to do that? I took a computer class once. I mean, every IT person should be pissed at this guy for just making it seem like it's the easiest thing in the world. Like, he is just in a delusional la-la land world. And all he's going to do is hurt people. And in this case, Faith is going to get hurt. And that sucks.
I'm just so heartbroken that we're having to say goodbye to each other.
What are you going to do?
We don't know when we're going to see each other again.
But that, you know, that seems like that might have been something that was discussed before you got married, instead of you getting there, jumping off the plane saying, all right, let's do it, let's get married, and then, oh, by the way, realizing all the things that come along with marrying someone of the Muslim faith who is very devout and follows a more strict kind of set of rules for it. Not the most strict, but a more strict in a Muslim country. You didn't think of all that, but now you're like, oh, we just don't know when we're going to see each other again. I mean, planning a little bit, maybe?
Without a visa, everything just stops.
Oh, you think? You didn't think about visas either. This is what I'm talking about. And this is why this relationship is not on the best footing to start with. Because now they have to deal with, how's he going to get over there? Is she going to come back over there? By the way, she has kids who she hasn't mentioned, but only to say, I'm kind of glad to get home because I miss my kids. And that's the only time. Otherwise, it's been all about him. I get it, new marriage. But you still have kids that, oh, by the way, you have to get them introduced to him. Have you thought about that, or you just don't care? This is the ridiculous part of it all and why it's not going to work. Because what you're going to do is you're going to go back. Then everything's going to really start falling apart because the jealousy is going to set in. All you're going to have is the phone conversations and pictures. And he's going to start being like, why are you wearing this? Why are you wearing that? And it's going to be, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, she's so controlling. I just realized it for the very first time right now in this moment. When everyone like watching is like, my God, we told you right before you got with him, just don't do it. So it is going down a really bad path, and it's going to continue to. Again, we're at a point where none of them seem like they're going to make it, but yet it's entertaining every week, so that's fun. But we'll see. We'll see where it stands next week. I appreciate you all being here. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Always showing your support. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I will see y'all next time.